नमस्कार मित्रों, I am Deepika Modiani, Associate Professor at M.B. Patel Science College, Anand, and here is with me my colleague Dr. Beenaben Trivedi. She is also Associate Professor at M.B. Patel Science College, Anand. Friends, we are here to discuss about transcription in prokaryotes. The word prokaryote. Prokaryote, it is a Greek word. Pro means primitive, karyote means nucleus. The organisms which are having primitive type of nucleus are known as prokaryotes. Eukaryotes. EU, again it is a Greek word. Eu means true and karyote means nucleus. The organisms which are having true nucleus are known as eukaryotes. There are many differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, but the main difference, that is, in prokaryote the genetic material is not bound in a nuclear membrane, which is present as nucleoid, whereas in eukaryote the genetic material is bound in nuclear membrane. As you already know, DNA is the permanent blueprint of instruction for manufacturing and metabolically operating the organism in which it occurs. However, DNA alone does not govern these things directly. For a gene to exert its function, it must first be transcribed, that is, rewritten into another nucleic acid format, that is, into RNA. Now, what is transcription? Transcription is a process of creating a complementary RNA copy of a sequence of DNA. Both DNA and RNA are nucleic acids, which use base pairs of nucleotides as a complementary language that can be converted back and forth from DNA to RNA by the action of correct enzymes. During transcription, DNA sequence is read by RNA polymerase, which produce a complementary anti-parallel RNA strands. Friends, as we know that DNA is a double helix structure. Here, two strands which one runs from 5' to 3' and another runs from 3' to 5'. One acts as coding strand and one acts as template. So the RNA which is formed, it is always from 5' to 3', that is just anti-parallel to a DNA strand which runs from 3' to 5'. Now we see the history. The central dogma in prokaryotic cells, that is, DNA replicates to form DNA and DNA transcript to form RNA, RNA translate to form proteins. In 1958, Crick proposed the central dogma of molecular biology, that DNA determines the sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide. In 1961, Werner, Jacob and Michelson demonstrated the function of RNA in protein synthesis and proposed the operon concept. In 1961, Werner, Jacob and Michelson demonstrated the function of messenger RNA in protein synthesis. Again, in 1961, Hall and Spiegelman obtained direct evidence that the messenger RNA molecule is formed on one DNA template strand. In 2006, Roger D. Kornberg won the Nobel Prize for Transcription in Eukaryotes. Friends, this Nobel Prize was given in chemistry. Prokaryotic transcription. as I explained you that there is difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So, prokaryotic transcription is a process in which mRNA transcripts of genetic material in prokaryotes. Prokaryotic transcription occurs in the cytoplasm alongside translation. This is impossible in eukaryotes, where transcription occurs in a membrane-bound nucleus while translation occurs outside the nucleus in the cytoplasm. In prokaryotes, genetic material is not enclosed in a membrane-bound nucleus and has access to ribosome in the cytoplasm. This I have tried to explain you with these figures. Here are the cells of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. As we see in the figure, that is, the DNA, it is not bound in nuclear membrane in case of prokaryotic cell. So, the mRNA which is produced from 5' to 3', the transcription is running out and simultaneously the ribosomes attaches to the mRNA and nascent protein is formed. So, the transcription and translation, both the processes go simultaneously. Whereas in case of eukaryotic cell, as we see in the figure, that is, the double helix, from that a single strand act as template and mRNA is formed. Here, the mRNA which is formed 5' to 3', it is in the nucleus. So, transcription occurs in the nucleus. Then, the transcribed mRNA has to come out in the cytoplasm from the nucleus. There, ribosome attaches to the mRNA and nascent protein is formed. So, this is the main difference between the eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell. Again, friends, let me remind you that the process transcription and translation takes place simultaneously in case of prokaryotes, whereas in eukaryote it doesn't take place simultaneously. Components of the transcriptional machinery. There are mainly 4 components for the transcription machinery. Number 1, template. Number 2, activated precursor. Number 3, divalent metal ions. Number 4, RNA. In some cases, one gene is transcribed from one strand and another gene is transcribed from the another strand of the DNA. So that type of transcription is known as symmetric, which is mostly observed in eukaryotic cells. The sigma factor recognizes the start signal on DNA and directs the binding of the enzyme to the promoter region. It thus enhances the specificity of the transcription. In fact, an RNA polymerase with its sigma factor removed is blind and attaches randomly to any part of the DNA. The enzyme exists fully assembled in the cell only when it is operational. This property is part of the regulation mechanism of transcription. As you know, RNA polymerase is not constantly transcribing all DNA at all locations at all times. Genes are active or inactive at various times during development. So, RNA polymerase must be able to, number 1, recognize or detect start and stop signals on the DNA. Number 2, it should avoid transcribing the non-informational region of the DNA strand. Now, recognition and binding on DNA. RNA polymerase initially binds to an RNA polymerase recognition site on the DNA promoter region. Promoters, It is to be noted that the existence of promoter was first demonstrated by the isolation of a particular class of Leishman mutants of E. coli. Promoters are sequences in which several interactions occur. In genetics, a promoter is a region of DNA that facilitates the transcription of a particular gene. Again friends, a promoter is a region of DNA that facilitates the transcription of a particular gene. Promoters are located near the genes they regulate, on the same strand and typically upstream, towards the 5' region of the sense strand. Friends, your right side is considered downstream and your left side is considered as upstream. Prokaryotic promoters, if we talk about, then in prokaryotes the promoter consists of two short sequences at -10 and -35 position upstream from the transcription start site, that is also known as TSS. Here we have tried to show you that at -10 there is TA-AT sequence. The first T just ahead 2 bases the transcription start site, which is considered as +1. As friend, I explained you that from the right side of the transcription start site the numbers of base pair are given positive, and on the left side of the transcription start site the numbers to the base pairs are given negative numbers. So in between -10 and -35 there are 17 to 18 base pairs, and at -35 the TTGACA sequence is there, which is known as -35 element. Just before transcription begins at any given gene or gene sequence, RNA polymerase attaches to a site on the DNA called the promoter, a short sequence about 60 base pair long. DNA sequencing studies have shown that many genes across species even have small segments of base pairs exactly in common. These are called conserved sequences. Again friends, what are conserved sequences? That is, the common base pairs are known as conserved sequences. Other short regions exist that are mostly the same but vary by a few base pairs. That is, they may vary by 2 or 1 base pair. These are called concessions sequences. Concessions means to become agree. Here the picture shows that the DNA helix, the two strands, one is 5' to 3', another is 3' to 5'. Here we have shown you the -10 element, which is known as Pribnow box. I will explain you later, and -35 element. And here the RNA polymerase and sigma factor, they have diffused to bind with the double-stranded DNA. The sequence at -10 is called the Pribnow box or the -10 element, and usually consists of the 6 nucleotides TA, TA, AT. The Pribnow box is essential to start transcription in prokaryotes. The other sequence at -35, which is also known as -35 element, usually consists of the 7 nucleotides TT, GA, CA, T. Its presence allows a very high transcription rate. One concession sequence is located approximately 10 base pairs upstream in the 5 direction relative to the first DNA base of the gene that is actually transcribed. This particular sequence is called the Pribnow box, after the person who first described it. The Pribnow box consists mostly of A-T pairs as opposed to GC pairs, which have fewer hydrogen bonds. This is a relatively weak spot. When RNA polymerase is properly attached, that is about 6 to 8 bases down from the Pribnow box, it takes less energy than a comparable section rich in GC pair. So, where the AT pairs are there, the hydrogen bonds are quite weak, and that is why the RNA polymerase, it takes less energy. Whereas GC pair, these are to break them, the high energy is required. So this is required to denature the double helix, opening it for transcription. The third step, that is unwinding of DNA double helix. The initial binding between the polymerase and a promoter is referred to as closed promoter complex because the DNA is not unwound. Here in the picture, we have shown you the bubble formation. That is, the DNA is stretched for the transcription, and unwound DNA, which is near about 15 to 17 base pairs, are opened for the transcription. The polymerase then unwinds approximately 15 bases of DNA around the initiation site to form an open promoter complex in which single-stranded DNA is available as a template for transcription. Here again the picture shows the dark blue color. It is the strand explains the coding strand, and a light blue color is template strand. Dark blue color runs from 5' to 3'. Light blue colored strand runs from 3' to 5'. Here the DNA, it is unwound, and the polymerase, it has diffused to bound, that is between 10 to -35 base pairs. And here again in this picture, RNA DNA hybrid region is also shown. As the RNA polymerase moves ahead, that is downstream, the DNA strand unwinds. Now to sum up this, how transcription begins, that is the pre-initiation steps. Here again the double helix is shown in the first picture, where green colored RNA polymerase is there and blue colored sigma proteins are there. Mg2 plus ions, as I explained you as precursor, these are also required, and the promoter region is there on the DNA template, that is from -10 and -35, where at -10 Pribnow box, that is TA-AT is present, and at -35 element TT-GA-CA is present. Initiation begins, sigma binds to promoter region of DNA, and RNA polymerase also binds. Then the template strand, that is unwounded, and initiation continues. Sigma opens the DNA helix, transcription begins, and the nucleoside triphosphates are going to join themselves for the mRNA preparation. In the third figure, as we see that the blue color is absent, so we may say that sigma is released, and here are the region that are showing the zipper and rudder. Initiation is complete, sigma releases, mRNA synthesis continues. Global regulatory mechanisms coordinate the expression of many genes. When the temperatures are normal, at that time the normal sigma factor, that is sigma 70, binds to RNA polymerase and recognizes sequence in promoter to initiate transcription. But when the temperatures are high, at that time the high temperature disables normal sigma factor, that is sigma 70. These are disabled for the joining and transcription. So in that case, alternate sigma factor, that is sigma 32, binds to RNA polymerase and recognizes a different sequence in promoters of heat-induced genes or heat shock genes to initiate transcription. Heat shock genes enhance survival at high temperatures. In prokaryotic transcription, most E. coli genes have sigma 70 promoter. Promoter, it is the most abundant sigma factor in the cell. Other sigma factors may be produced in response to changing conditions. Sigma 70 recognizes the sequence TT, GA, CA at 35 and TA, TA, AT at 10. Sigma 32 recognizes the sequence CC, CCC at 39 and TA, TA, AA, TA at 15. Sigma 32 arises in response to heat shock and other forms of stress. Sigma 23 and sigma 24 recognizes the sequence TA, TA, ATA at position 15. Sigma 23 is present in cell infected with T4 phages. Here friends, we have tried to show you the alternate sigma factors, that how they transcribe the heat shock genes. As I explained you that at normal temperatures and in normal conditions, sigma 70 recognizes this promoter sequence, that is TTGACA at minus 35, then TATAAT at minus 10. In case of a sigma 32 recognizes this promoter sequence, that is CTTGAA and then CCCCAT NT. At high temperatures, sigma 24 recognizes different promoter sequence on RNA polymerase H gene and sigma 32 is transcribed. See here, the picture shows that the RNA polymerase, it binds with the sigma 24 to transcribe the gene and sigma 32 is transcribed. Then this sigma 32 binds with the RNA polymerase to transcribe several heat shock genes. Messenger RNA coming straight off the DNA template is called the primary transcript. In prokaryotes, the primary mRNA transcript is translated without modification directly into protein and the two processes occur simultaneously. Now friends, the other steps are there that will be explained by my colleague Dr. Beena Trivedi.
Thank you, Deepika. We have seen how RNA polymerase works and what are promoters. Some bacterial promoters require an activator protein for effective initiation of RNA synthesis. And these activator proteins are called auxiliary proteins. For example, lambda promoters and lag promoter. Lambda promoters PI and PRE require C2 protein as auxiliary protein. The site of action of these auxiliary protein is a region upstream of the Pribnow box, that is on the left side of the first transcribed base. In lambda promoter, there is no 35 sequence, and if this C2 protein is not bound to the template, RNA polymerase does bind with the template strand, but the binding is too weak, which cannot transcribe DNA template strand. Leg promoter require cap cyclic AMP complex as auxiliary protein. As we know, lag promoter is present in E. coli. The promoter has -35 sequence, unlike lambda promoter. But RNA polymerase does not bind significantly unless cyclic AMP cap is also bound. As shown in the figure, cyclic AMP cap complex is bound with the template strand somewhere near -70 to -50 and -50 to -40 site. And when this cyclic AMP cap complex is bound to these sites, RNA polymerase can bind to its promoter site very firmly. This association results into transcription. If cyclic AMP cap complex is not bound to the template, RNA polymerase binds to closed promoter complex, and as you know, with closed promoter complex there is no transcription. Looking to basic features of RNA synthesis. In RNA synthesis, 4 precursor molecules are required. They are ribonucleoside 5' triphosphates, commonly known as NTP, nucleoside triphosphates, and they are ATP, GTP, CTP and UTP. Here, ribose is having 2 OH groups, one at second position and the other at third position, at second carbon and at third carbon. And on the fifth carbon, there is triphosphate as shown in the figure. The 5' end of a growing RNA molecule is having triphosphate, and during polymerization reaction, it is the 3' OH group of one nucleotide reacts with the 5' triphosphate group of second nucleotide. In this reaction, pyrophosphate group is removed, and between 2 nucleotides, phosphodiester bond is formed, which is shown in green color. Here, each base added to the growing RNA chain is chosen by the sequence of base pair on the template DNA strand. That means the bases on the template DNA strand and the incoming nucleotides are complementary. RNA chain grows in 5' to 3' direction. Here, though the DNA is double-stranded, only one strand serves as template as shown in the figure. Template strand is also known as non-coding strand, and the opposite strand is known as coding strand. In RNA chain initiation, with the open promoter complex, polymerase unwinds approximately 15 bases, and now RNA polymerase is ready for the initiation. RNA polymerase is having 2 nucleotide binding sites. One is initiation site and the other is elongation site. Elongation site is also known as catalytic site. In initiation site, it primarily binds generally purine triphosphates, namely ATP and GTP. And in bacteria, usually it is the ATP which is first nucleotide in the RNA chain. Therefore, on the DNA template, the first base transcribed is usually thymine. In this reaction, the beta subunit initiates the synthesis. Now, the initiating nucleotide triphosphate binds to the enzyme at initiation site in the open promoter complex, and at the same time it forms hydrogen bond with the complementary base on DNA template strand. Means there is phosphodiester bond between two nucleotides, and these two nucleotides again are hydrogen bonded with the template strand. Now, the elongation site is filled with nucleoside triphosphate depending on the base in the DNA template strand. The dinucleotide remains hydrogen bonded to the DNA, and at this time RNA polymerase move exactly one nucleotide. As a result of this, the first base is released from the initiation site and the process continues. However, sometimes RNA polymerase stops and restarts. This may be because of the RNA polymerase remain anchored to some upstream site on DNA template. And as a result of this anchoring, short, non-productive oligonucleotides are released which are having the chain length of 9 to 10 nucleotides. However, in an unknown way, RNA polymerase finally becomes locked into forward motion, which results into chain elongation. When 8 to 10 nucleotides are joined together, RNA polymerase undergoes a conformational change, and as a result of this conformational change, sigma factor dissociates from the holoenzyme, which leaves only core enzyme on the DNA template strand. When elongation is carried out by the core enzyme moves along the DNA, binding nucleoside triphosphate that can pair with the next DNA base. Here, opening of the DNA helix occurs, that is called unwinding of the DNA. The DNA helix recloses in backside, and as a result of this, rewinding of the DNA occurs. During this, roughly 12 RNA bases are paired to the DNA in the open region, that is in transcription bubble, and this is a transient base pairing with the newly synthesized RNA and the DNA template strand. The average speed of the transcription is about 40 nucleotides per second. Chain elongation reaction does not occur at a constant rate. Sometimes it stops, it slows down, it again attains the normal speed, again accelerates, etc. This is because on the template strand, some specific sequences are transcribed more slowly than the others are. This is called a pause. In termination, that is the last step of transcription, two mechanisms are employed. One, row independent termination or row dependent termination. Row independent termination is also called intrinsic termination, where there is involvement of termination sequence, and this is the cause of RNA transcription stop. In E. coli, it is symmetrical inverted repeat of GC reach sequence. Means inverted repeat sequence is the sequence when it is read in forward direction as well as in backward direction, it is same. The termination sequence is about 40 base pair long, and when this is transcribed, they form sequences that are complementary to one another within the same strand. Means within the same strand, the complementary sequences are transcribed, and these are capable of forming intra-strand base pairing. It is intra-strand base pairing within the same strand. and this forms a hairpin loop structure, or you can say it is stem loop structure. As shown in the figure, the stem portion of the loop, that is loop and stem, the stem portion is rich in GC base pairing, guanine cytosine base pairing, and at the end of the stem loop structure there is poly A region, that is on the template strand there is A bases are present. After the termination of loop has been transcribed, the RNA polymerase passes by it and it forms poly U tail. At the end of the loop structure, there is poly U tail on mRNA. Loop structure slows down RNA polymerase and it allows enough lag time for the relatively unstable UA region. As we know, AU binding is weak binding than GC binding, and therefore RNA polymerase and newly formed RNA spontaneously separate. Here, if poly A region is removed, then transcription termination does not occur, which indicates that poly A chain on template strand is necessary for the transcription to stop. The another mechanism is rho dependent termination, where termination factor is involved in the termination. This termination factor is called rho factor, and it is a ring shaped protein with 6 identical subunits as shown in the picture. This ring protein binds to RNA structure. This protein attaches at recognition site on the RNA and it runs along the mRNA towards the RNA polymerase. When RNA polymerase is at the loop sequence, it pauses, and at this time rho factor catches the RNA polymerase. As shown in the figure, rho protein speedily reaches to RNA polymerase, which is in pause condition in stem loop structure and with poly A region. This causes RNA polymerase to dissociate from the DNA. It is believed that rho factor is an ATPase and therefore it uses its energy from ATP to dissociate the RNA polymerase from the DNA template strand. When RNA polymerase is dissociated from the template strand, transcription is terminated, and at the end of the transcription, RNA polymerase, rho and RNA, newly synthesized RNA, are released. The figure shows summary of the transcription process, where binding of the enzyme, initiation step, elongation step and termination step is shown sequentially. Here, my friend Deepika Ben is there with us.
Friends, the references for this we have taken, that is Genes 6 by Benjamin and Levin, The Cell, A Molecular Approach, that is 2nd edition by Cooper GM, Microbial Genetics, David Freifilder, and General Microbiology by Power N. Daginawala. Friends, we are thankful to Sandhan, we are thankful to our coordinator Dr. Rakesh Patel and for giving us this opportunity, and we are thankful to BISEG. Namaskar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.